Nice. Very nice. That man go. You go to high rates?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Stick around, Monty.
I got him.
All right.
Oh, I see him. I got him.
Ooh.
Nice. Very nice.
Good, I'm glad.
None of that.
I like it too, man.
Wants to float. Excellent flight.
That's why I like landing flats on this one.
Yeah,
It don't slow down that easy.
exactly. It's a floater. Great takeoff. Feeling good, Brian? Hey man, that's a good job. Take it. Very good.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Motion RC Live. It is Friday, it is June 11th of 2021. I'm James, Alex behind the camera, and we've got another great show today. This time we're going to be doing a little interview. We've got Glen Davis on the set. You might have seen him. He makes posts in the Facebook community. He's in our live chat a lot of the time. He's going to be joining us live all the way from always sunny, never rainy England. Just south of London on the coast. And, you know, we're going to talk a little bit Helis, talk about his past, talk about RC. Then, of course, you see behind me, we got the real wheel today. So it is finally in. We're not doing it via a computer version of the wheel. So at some point in this show, we're going to surprise you all, bust that out. And we have a winner picked, and we will spin the wheel and have some fun. But I did want to do a little... you know, some shout outs. We did have a lot of members since the last live show, so I just want to give all those guys a shout out. Nicholas Harmon, David Weaver, Richard King, Dakota Customs, Roach Coach Helis, Anthony Crandon, Keong Hong, Paul Westermoreland, Randy Reed, and Dave Giannakos. Thank you all so much for joining. That puts us like close to 140. And then I wanted to also say, thank you all for being a subscriber, because just this morning or last night late while I was in bed, we passed the 50K mark as YouTube subscribers. So, you know, I don't know if it's that big a deal. I want to we get the plaque for 100. That's what we're pushing toward. So, you know, hopefully this sort of starts that snowball effect and gets us to 100 quicker than our next 50 hopefully comes quicker than our last 50. Which hopefully it will. But, you know, it's always nice to see. I want to say hello to everybody. I see you all in the chat. Paul Bassett, Victor, Jeremiah, Dad's RC. I see Ignacio in there, even though he hasn't joined yet. I'm surprised. Guy Ricken. Jolly Pirate is back. You know, David Weaver. I'm just looking at names as they come up and reading them off. But thank you all so much. GB, thank you for the congrats on 50K. And overall... you know, we're excited, and since we're going to be joined by Glen Davis in a second here, I do have my new Spitfire shirt on. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know me, I love a good Spitfire, even though, as Glen was saying, that his father, who was a tail gunner in a Lancaster in World War II, doesn't have as much love for the Spitfire as I do, but that's okay. So I say, are we ready to bring in Glen? Alex is going to bring him on in. We're going to do like a 2-shot. We're all set up for this. And all right, Glen, we will be live with the people. Glen, you are live. Can we hear you?
I can hear you.
All right. Can everybody hear Glen as he speaks? And then I got to keep my eye on the chat, because if we do have someone join in, Glen, then, you know, I'm going to have to yell and scream and do my thing. So, you know.
You do that, James.
So Glen, we set this up, you know, a while back, because we got to talking through the live chat and such. You shared Helis with us in the past, and, you know, eventually it led to us doing this. You just seemed like such an interesting guy, someone we wanted to have on the show, of course. So let us know a little bit about your past, you know, your past and what you did for a living.
Well, I grew up just outside of London, a little village called Langley, and obviously my mum, my dad, and my brother, and we were on the flight path into Heathrow. So every day I could see planes coming in and landing, and then obviously growing up in there in the 80s, we had the TV programs with Airwolf and Blue Thunder, and I just fell in love with aircraft, you know, like passionate about them. And then when I left school, I didn't quite know what to do, so my dad said join the Navy and see the world. So I did just that and joined the Royal Navy as an aircraft engineer in 1991. Did my basic training at HMS Daedalus, which is just down the road from where I live now, but unfortunately it's closed, but it's still an active airfield. And basically I got to go around the world. I've been around 2.5 times now, and I mainly worked on Sea Harrier FA2s, which you see in the pictures coming up. We did the first live arming of AMRAAMs in 1995. while we were patrolling off of the Ghost of Bosnia, doing the peacekeeping operations. And the picture that's just come up now is 801 Naval Fighter Squadron, and we were in lovely Yuma in 1998, and that picture was taken in October, and all the Marines were in their winter gear, and we thought it was summer. So
That's awesome.
so we're all in shirt sleeves. But one of the funniest things that happened to us was we were going out to Yuma, and we'd flown back to the UK from the Gulf, where we'd been patrolling the Iraqi no-fly zones, and we'd come back to the UK, and we had a week's leave, and they said, you've got to going out to Yuma to do some tests with laser-guided bombs. So we got to RAF Bryce Norton, and they put us on a Hercules to fly out to Yuma. So we were supposed to fly from Bryce Norton to Bermuda, then Bermuda to Canada, I think it was Halifax in Canada, and then down to Washington, and then finally on to Yuma. And the Hercules landed, and the ramp got down, and thought, it's a bit cold for Bermuda, and we're all sat there in our tropical gear, because thinking we're going to be in Bermuda, so we're wearing light shirts, shorts, socks, and sandals. And back in those days, I used to smoke, and I thought, I'm dying for a fag. Been on the back of this cargo plane for 5 hours, walked out into minus 20 wind chill, and we're in Keflavik in Iceland. We're all huddled under the engine of this Hercules, trying sucking on our cigarettes, and it had never been so cold in all my life. Yeah,
That's awesome. Well, we could do a whole show on just your war stories, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you probably could. And then once in 2000 and when was it? 2008, the Harriers were retired, so I ended up as an instructor at HMS Sultan teaching aircraft engineering, and then went on to run the sheet metal workshop in the mobile aircraft support shop. Job before I retired was advising the Army here on how to maintain high performance aircraft, and that happened to be the Apache. So I've been about.
Wow. Well, unbelievable. Those early pictures are fantastic. So now my next question for you, Glenn, is obviously, how did you find RC, and how'd you get and accumulate everything that's behind you, and then those amazing pictures you shared on Facebook the other day with your whole fleet outside was just was stunning.
That took me hours to set up. Yeah, okay. Well, in 2010, when I retired from the Navy, I decided I didn't want another job and retired. And my wife said to me, well, you're not sitting at home all day doing nothing. You've got to find something to do. So I started building radio-controlled boats from scratch and a few kits. And
such an easy thing to do.
So one of the first ones I did was so I built the PCF there for my son, my oldest son, to sort of like try and do things with him. And then obviously at a model show, I picked up an old Lindbergh kit of the Fletcher class destroyer and made it into USS Melvin. So yeah, and I sort of grew out of it quite quickly. I got bored with going round in circles on a pond. And they wouldn't let me take the bat boat on. That's my LCT-5, which the ramp actually dropped down on the front of that, and the Sherman tank at the front rolled off.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's one of the little tiny 35th scale 35th scale Henlong Shermans.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Completely scratch built. That one's made out of plywood, and it had to have about 20 kilos of ballast just to get it down to the waterline. It weighed a ton trying to lift it in.
That's awesome.
But it's about fantastic. It doesn't look it in that picture, but it's about 4 foot long.
Wow.
that's 1/35th scale, and it's just massive.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, but I
That's
eventually
incredible.
got bored with going round in circles on the pond, and my very good friend Kevin Knight said to me one night, "Well, why don't you come out with me? I'll take you to this place in Porchester, which isn't far from here, and I fly little tiny helicopters." So I went up there with him. Within about half an hour, I bought one and was learning to fly, and I got hooked, big style. So the one that's just coming up now, so that's the first scale model I built, which is a Westland Lynx AH1, and it's in the markings of Operation Granby, which was the first Gulf War in 1991 when I joined the Navy. So that's why it's in those markings, and it's been a labour of love. That we've never actually got it to fly really well, but it does fly quite well now. We've replaced the main rotor head. But the first time we took it to a model flying show, it was the summer. The field behind us was a cornfield, and it had just gone to that golden colour.
Yeah.
And I flew the helicopter in front of it, and it just disappeared. The camouflage was so effective. Just that, and I couldn't see it. It was awesome. But yeah, and that's a professional photographer was at one of the events, took that photograph, and I loved that photo. I had it as my screensaver for years before we moved on.
Helis do photo nice because you could hover them easily. You could really get in close, get the focus.
Yeah.
Like, they look great. But I mean, all these Helis you shared, guys. He shared with me probably like 100 pictures here. We're gonna do our best in the next 20 minutes to show as much. But
so yeah, that's my 500 size Airwolf. That one's been through the wars. I've crashed that one a couple of times and rebuilt it.
Was that the one we have? There is a video. I don't know
You got
if
the
it's
crash.
in there.
I sent you the crash video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Oh, I
The
sent you the
Airwolf crash
YouTube link to the
video.
crash video. Yeah.
We might as well show
Yeah.
an oopsie daisy. You're gonna have to
There it
fast
is.
forward, Alex, till about. I go to the
In
middle.
fact, it's coming up now.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
starts.
It's
He
a-
gets going, and then the thing. It looks like something slips on the rotor. And
Yeah.
It
What
just starts
happened with
spinning.
the tail tube in there pulled out slightly, and it disengaged the umbrella gears on the torque tube.
Oh man, it
So-
looked like a. It was just here it comes. I think right here. It's like
Yeah,
it's
just
going well,
now.
going well.
And
Woo!
it just- and that's the tail letting go.
Oh man,
Yeah.
your heart must
It's
have sank with
heartbreaking.
that. That's
Yeah,
heartbreaking.
It's rebuilt, and it flies, and it goes out quite a lot, and I use it all the time. I'm quite often told to calm down with it because I do throw it around a bit.
I mean, it's beautiful, but that must be too bad you couldn't glide that thing in. One thing about helis, they don't glide well.
Yeah, no. That was before I'd learnt to auto rotate properly, and I didn't quite get the throttle hold in soon enough, which would have disengaged the drive system, which probably would have stopped a lot of that out. But it's back up, it's flying. It's not behind me at the minute, but it is around. That's after it crashed.
So now,
Okay,
obviously,
that
you
was a-
love the scale helis more than you're not doing 3D heli flying. You just
Nah.
like the
No,
and then
I
decking them out.
appreciate it. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
appreciate it, but there's actually more skill in flying a helicopter in a scale-like manner than there is in flying it around the skies.
Yeah, tearing up the skies. I mean, every time I
Yeah.
see them, I don't get to see them as often, but
And this one's
they're
my
incredible.
favourite one.
This
Some
was my favorite too,
that was
though.
our favorite. Well, I was
Yeah.
I really thought that one had potential in that first March Mayhem contest too.
Yeah,
It's one of my finals,
yeah.
Yeah,
too. Like,
Alex had it as a
Yeah, it
final
was.
2. I had it in the final 4. It was absolutely awesome.
Yeah. So that's a Roban 500 size Seahawk, but they send it with the tail gear like a Black Hawk, so it's on the end of the tail. So somebody
Gotcha.
in Czechoslovakia had a proper undercarriage for the tail wheel and sent it to me, and
Wow.
it's just it took a year to build that model, and
Unbelievable.
the lightning on the tail, I taught myself to airbrush.
Oh,
so
nice.
the lightning coming down the tail, that's hand painted. most of the graphics are done by Callie. She
Oh,
did
wow,
them
okay.
for me. Yeah,
She did it.
she's awesome.
Everybody
Absolutely
uses
awesome.
Callie.
Yeah, and in the UK, it's actually cheaper to get Callie to make them in America and send it to us than it is to get the guys here to do it.
Really?
Which is just, yeah, it's just mad. I think that whole set was $49.
Oh, wow.
And a guy here wanted £250, which is, I don't know, that would probably be about $390, something like that.
I see someone say, I don't have a year worth of patience. It's really funny to build something. I get that. I get it.
I don't either. I do more than one at a time because I get fed up. I get bored with it and then move on to something else, and I get bored with that and go back. So
Yeah.
I flip between two. I've got two on the go at the moment, which is a 1/8 scale Lynx and a Mi-24 Hind that I'm doing for somebody else. So yeah, which I get bored with that quite quickly.
I think everybody does in a while. You start on something.
Yeah.
The worst when you get frustrated like that. You know, my gas plane, I got it back together, but it took like 2 weeks after I had that initial accident to even like look at it and walk over to it. And like, you know, I was just so mad at
Yeah.
myself. And now I'm ready to go because
Oh.
the weather, today's our last bad weather day. So hopefully next week is going to be all
They're
sunshine.
predicting a heat wave here this
Beautiful
weekend.
flying.
So
Nice.
I was supposed to go flying tomorrow, but my car got a puncture, so I can't go flying tomorrow. So I'm going to be grumpy with my.
Instead of a flat, it's got a puncture. I just love the slang. The British slang is always the best. I
What do
absolutely
they call it?
love
American slang.
it. Ours doesn't sound as you know, intelligent.
Yeah, that's because you can't talk proper English like I does. I need to
So
move.
so now on to the helis. I want to ask.
Yeah.
Let's put out there because it's about 12, almost 12:20. I want to see anybody have any questions. If you have any questions for for Glenn here, let me know. But we're gonna start showing off some helis. So actually, is there one
That's a
more-
Roban 450.
That is the Roban 450.
Yeah, that's the Roban Squirrel 450.
This is beautiful. Now, what do you notice differently about, like, you know, I don't, obviously, when you fly different types of jets, you can feel the difference in, their flight characteristics and such. Like, what's, let's say, the difference of flying this one versus the Seahawk one with the great graphics?
well,
like, do you notice
that's
big
me.
differences in how they fly?
Oh yeah. Well, the MD500 is more of a sport setup. Because you can see I'm climbing up vertically there, going in, just about to stall it and do a stall turn. So we'll pirouette it on the spot and then come diving back down out. The bigger the helicopter, the easier it is to fly. So the big Huey right at the back there is one of my easiest to fly. It's so docile. Whereas the smaller they are, the more skittish they are. And like if someone's looking to get into the hobby, we tend to say avoid the smaller helicopters. Stay away from the small helicopters, and also to sort of stay, if you can, stay away from the auto hover, the self-leveling functions and stuff like that come on some of the stuff that's coming out of China. And the main reason for that is they lull you into a false sense of security. They make you think you can fly, and I've seen it where somebody flips the switch to turn it off thinking they can fly and instantly find out that the helicopter's got a mind of its own and won't do what you want it to do, and it just ends in tears.
No. Yeah, well, that sort of reminds me of like DJI, you know, those drones they make are amazing, and anyone could pick up the sticks and fly them, but, you know, if that ever failed and you had to fly a drone manually, then it's a whole other story.
All mine are flown manually. There's the only electronics is the flybarless system, which is compensating for the wind effect.
Gotcha.
And that's my Wessex. That's winching up Jerry, which is poor
That's
old Jerry.
That's awesome. I love that.
But she's only wearing a Union flag bikini in that.
That's
a bit
absolutely
chilly.
stunning. I absolutely love that. So okay, so that's a good tip for beginners. So you'd say almost, you know, so for beginner, like, is 450 too small? Is it gonna just
not
feel?
quite. This
You
is a
know,
good one.
Because
Which is
I
the
say that a lot with planes too. You know, like a lot of people say, I want to learn a jet. Let me get a 64 millimeter. And in my head, a 64 millimeter isn't a true
Yeah.
representation of like. I say, go grab an Avanti. You know, you won't regret it.
Yeah.
It'll feel bigger in the sky. It'll be easier to fly.
The thing I say to people is look at spare parts. You need to, because it's not a case of if you crash, it's when you crash. And it's normally with a beginner within about 5 minutes. So, yeah, so look at the price of the rotor blades, because if you can't afford to replace the rotor blades, then don't buy that helicopter, because every time they crash, you're going to need a new set of blades. You're going to need probably a new main shaft, gears. So the bigger the helicopter, the more expensive it becomes to repair. So something in the range between 450 and 550 are good beginners helicopters.
Gotcha. All right, I got a couple questions. I see Guy Ricken
Yep.
asks, what's the one called with the red nose and the number 25, Glenn?
That's a Westland. That's a Westland Wessex.
A Westland Wessex. There you go, Guy. Then we got KO. Questions for Glenn. Oh, KO, thanks. He sent me an awesome video of him with his car. We'll see a little later. But KO, are mechanical counter rotors a big advantage to flight stability?
No, because we use electronics now.
Okay.
You don't need them. None of these have any fly bars. They're called fly bars. We don't use those very much, and very few people make them now. In fact, I don't know any helicopter coming off the production line that uses a fly bar system anymore.
And if anybody asks a question, we're trying to scroll up through the chat, guys. Ask it again. We'll, we're trying to see, but I think those were the two main questions. And Alpha's texting us that there are questions right now. We got it, Alpha. We got it, baby. We got it. You're on a delay. We answered you. Alpha's all over it.
Yeah.
Trying to produce from around the world. Fantastic.
Yeah, brilliant.
Should be mentioned. But this is all. I mean, we could talk about each one of these helis. And now you
Oh yeah.
Oh, I wanted to real quick. I wanted to ask you. You started a new YouTube channel. So
Yes, we did.
I'm mad because I did not make a little graphic for that, so I can't put it up there.
That's
but you can
all right.
let people know. We could put it in the chat. Just explain a little bit about what's going to go on that channel.
Well,
and the name of it and
my
stuff?
friends Paul Bassett and Kevin Knight decided that there really isn't a lot out there for helicopters, particularly scale helicopters, and there's a lot of stuff out there for beginners, but it's all wishy-washy. So we wanted to sort of try and bring something out there for how to get into scale helicopters. So we call the YouTube channel Blades of Thunder.
The
And
Blades of Thunder. I love it.
Just Blades of Thunder, didn't know and and at the moment we think we've got 2 went up yesterday, so I think we've got half a dozen videos up, and it's us, and we're doing we've done an unboxing of a Roban MD500 Little Bird, and we've done some build videos. We've done a couple of test flight videos, and the second test flight didn't go very well when the pinion let go. So Paul Bassett was flying at the time, and he luckily autoed it in, so we didn't get any damage. It's here somewhere. What is?
Wow.
It's there.
That seems
So that's going for
skill
its
over
test.
luck.
Yeah, it's going for its test flight on Monday. And the idea with that helicopter is we'll take it through the basic build of what comes in the box, and then we're going to move on. Once it's up and flying, we're going to move it on to customization and show people how to customize and stuff. And we're going to turn it
Into a Batcopter.
into that Batcopter.
That Batcopter, yeah.
That Batcopter. And this was my toy when I was a little boy.
Unbelievable. I didn't even mention the Bat boat. You know me, I'm a Batman fan. I'm all ready. I love it. I saw somebody on Facebook copied my L39, which I'm excited about. So we have 2 Batman L39s in the wild, but that was awesome. So I can't wait to see that, of course. We have another question. Diego asked, "What were your duties in the? What were some of your duties in the Navy? If you could rail
Well,
off.
I started off as an aircraft engineering mechanic, and as I went through, I took the exams and became an aircraft engineer. And my duties were I was airframes and engines. So I looked after the fuselages and the gas turbine engines. And when I went into teaching, I taught gas turbine engines, aircraft fuel systems, and how to repair damaged aircraft. So the structurals. One of the main things I did when I was working on the mobile air support unit, we in the workshop there we did prototyping. So one of the biggest issues the Chinook had when they fitted the miniguns was the links coming off the gun, off the ammunition belt, getting caught in the undercarriage. So we designed and made a chute to deflect that away, because they didn't want to buy the great big hose that the Americans were using. That was fun. I had an army sergeant working for me, and we had it on. It was made of steel, and we had it on the bench. And I said to him, "Don't drill that hole. You're going to go through your thumb." And he went
right through his thumb.
"Ow!" And straight through his thumb.
Oh, I told you so.
So
sometimes the best way to learn is by failing.
Yes, but the paperwork for that was horrendous. The accident report, weeks. Yeah, I told him not to drill it, and he did.
Oh man!
But there you go.
Unbelievable. That's really funny. Unbelievable. I see some other people. Real Life Ace comment. Could I do a flight review on the U behind me? I could do a flight on it eventually once I get it set up. But I can't review it. That would be my first heli flight. When I do have it, I'm ready to do it. But at some point this year, my first promise was flying a gas plane. Next, I'll jump on the heli for sure. Maybe I should turn into a bat Yui. Everybody's into bat copter. Alpha, I think you got to go live. You're like behind. Your comments are coming in. We're well past where you're at on there. But this is awesome. And I see another question, Michael Holder. Does Glenn have a Sikorsky sky crane?
No, I haven't got a sky crane. No.
You have the one with floats. That's a Sikorsky? No.
Yes, the R4.
Okay.
Where is it? It's just off camera. The Sikorsky R4, that was my lockdown project. I designed that on computer and 3D printed it. So, where is it?
That's awesome.
So,
there it is.
Yeah, so that
awesome.
one was... I designed that myself and then 3D printed it.
Will a heli touch and go on the water? Or is that not a good idea?
This one will sink like a stone.
I was one obviously touch and goes. I remember I saw when I was in Europe in Germany for an RC show years ago, and a guy had I could never know the name of it. It looked like an old timey type of helicopter, where like the tail looked like grates, but there was no covering on the tail, but he had two wheels on the front, and he was coming back and forth across the grass and just touching the wheels, and it just looked absolutely stunning. It looked like a lot of fun.
A guy did that at the flying we was at the other day with he had I'm not sure what scale it is. Might have been a quarter or a third scale Seaguard, and he came in turbine powered, and he didn't preempt the collective, and he put the collective in way too late and pancaked it.
Oh man!
So yeah, it was.
No question. Do you do any simulators? Kevin Knight asked if you know of a good simulator to learn about helis on.
Kevin Knight, eh? Yeah. Yes. My personal favourite is Accu RC for helicopters, because it's actually specifically designed as a helicopter simulator. But there's loads of them out there. They're all pretty much as good as each other. But Accu RC is probably the most accurate for a heli.
Okay. Accu RC is what he says.
Yeah.
So Nice. And then Stephen Dean, so you're saying that flight stabilizers don't work that well as on on RC planes?
No, they work brilliantly. They work absolutely brilliantly. They don't work like they are on RC planes.
There you go. You know, and again, like, you know, like he mentioned earlier in the chat with, you know, it's like a lot of the new technology does make it easier for beginners to get into, but try not to rely on it for too long. You know, like, it's great that it's there, but you should work towards being able to fly things manually, just so when the technology fails, you're ready, because it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, but when. And you know, and it's just, you know, it gets more fun to, you know, put those challenges out there. But, you know, it's awesome that the technology has made it to the point where, you know, it should be easier barrier to entry, get some confidence in you, and then, like anything else with a heli, I'm sure, go up some mistakes high, turn off all that technology, and play around. And then when you need it, flip it back on. You know, but do it mistakes high. This heli's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's a Westland WS-51 Dragonfly, which is based on the Sikorsky Dragonfly. So they're
so
very
cool.
similar. Yeah.
That's
but
cool. Do you have a Chinook?
No,
I don't
have
question.
a Chinook.
You don't have it, Darren? Oh.
The Thunder will be a 3D printed Sea Knight. So we'll have one next year, but a Sea Knight, not a Chinook.
Okay, not a Chinook. Awesome. Yeah. Well, Glenn, we've hit the 30-minute mark, but now you're still able to see, so you can hang around. He can hang around a bit?
Yeah, he can.
Okay, so, Glenn, we'd like you to hang around, because what we're going to do, we want to, you know, continue on. We're going to do some, you know, we're going to get to our community chat, and then we could come back to Glenn towards the end. But obviously, you know, this show is always dedicated to you guys and what you guys share. So let's take a break there, and let's get started with some customer community. So we'll run over to Facebook.
We won't.
No, we're not. Oh, hobby sponsor. Oh, no! It's sub spin and win time. And check this out.
Before we show who this week's winner is, let's take a look at the wheel here.
Yes, so if you want to zoom in on that, I don't know if you can, Alex. But, you know, we got our fresh wheel in. Devon, what's up, man? How you doing? I always see Devon's name for some reason. Always pops up. But we've got everything in there. So you can see we got the extra spin for a live member. So if it lands on that, you get your extra spin till you receive your prize if you're the winner. But then I will ask a question, and the first person in the live chat to answer gets a spin. But you can see we got all the prizes on there. Gift cards, hats, spin-agains, all that good stuff. And I'm excited because it sounds... It sounds good. It sounds like it revs.
Let's get some spinners in chat.
Stephen Dean, oh, welcome to the Motion RC customer community, and I missed someone else. Who's that at the top right?
You got,
What? Click it. Click member at the, click that. Zach Reffner, welcome to the Motion RC customer community captainship. Man, I almost missed it. We were too busy with the interview and everything. Sorry about that, fellas. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You ready to see this week's winner?
Are we ready to see this week's winner? I think we are. It's Alden's RC. Alden's RC. You are this week's winner. And this spin will be yours. And now, since I'm in control of it, I am going to rock this bad boy as hard as I can every time.
You guys
So
want the wide view or do you want the close-up?
do you want to see the whole wheel? I think we should do the close-up to whatever the win is going to be, is how we're going to do this. Because now the goal, moving forward, guys, we're going to position this somewhere where we can always have a camera on it still. But let's go. Right there. There we go. So that's where we're starting. So I'm going to rev it up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, baby. Where she stops. $50 gift card. Hey, I love it. I love it. Fantastic. So Alden's RC, you have until next Friday to email us at contest@motionrc.com and claim your prize. We could put that up on the screen, right? Do we have the graphic for, make sure you put the graphic up there so they see it. And remember, guys, in order to be eligible to do this, to possibly be a winner and spin the wheel, all you have to do is be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, click the notification bell, and that's it. And then watch on Friday, because you have to see that you won to be able to claim your prize, and you have until next Friday to claim that prize. And I also want to say, if for some reason you win a prize that it might be out of stock, or if you win a t-shirt and we don't have your size, we will give you the difference in like a gift card in money and such like that. But either way, a lot of fun, and I can't wait till we get to the extra spin. I want the extra spin to land
so bad.
on that, but this thing is sweet, and eventually I'm going to find a way to have it live. I almost want to remove a shelf
I
down.
want it to, float down from the top ceiling when it's
Alex
on.
wants it to drop.
I want control where I just hit a button and it comes down.
Glenn was the first winner of the wheel. Glenn is a member of the show, and he happened to be the first random winner because we tested the whole spin theory to our members. And if you become a member, every quarter we'll probably do a members only, where we spin the wheel a few times and such, and we're looking on adding more content. But for right now, to be a member, that's why it's only 99 cents. It's really get yourself some emoji access, be able to be seen in the comments more. So when you ask a question, it pops out a bit, and, be a part of the community. And, I'm going to try to do more private streams and stuff, but time. We will get there. We will get there for sure. So let's move on. Doberman Rage asked, how do I become a member? Right next to the subscribe button on our YouTube channel should be on your phone. If you're on your phone, you might have to close the chat. Go check it out near the subscribe. There's a join button. And when you click the join, you put in your credit card information and such, and it's like a monthly. Right now, it's 99 cents a month to be a member. But that's how it is. And we'll have video. We're going to make a little video that shows people better how to do it. But it should be easy to find. So let's move on to Hobby Squad. Alden's RC, he's in the chat. I won. Alden. Wow, he's in the live chat. Nice, man. Or woman. I don't know. Could be either or. We don't judge. Fantastic that you won, man. So send that email to contest@motionrc.com and claim your prize. But let's get on with Squawk. So now Glenn's still in here. We can hear him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Glenn, we're going to run through some Squawk, pages. We've got, this was an easy one. This was a new member to Squawk, jumped in our live show thread there and just shared his F-16. Just his basic Arctic camo as it comes, so wanted to give him love. Thank you, Roberto Rende, for sharing these, and I asked you on Squawk, let us know how she flew. But now some of the other ones I found on Squawk, which were really fun. Polyfriend, I've seen him in here a lot. I believe he's had a few aircraft make the March Mayhem contest, but check out this F-22. I dig what he did on the bottom and on the top. Are you an F-22 fan? Do you fly planes? Do you fly jets, Glenn?
I started flying jets last year. I got an Avanti. I'm yet to tame it. But I took it the first time I took it off. I put a little bit of aileron in it. It was on its back in about less than a second.
Lower those rates.
I've lowered the rates and I've lowered the X-bar, and I've got it so I can control it. But yeah, it's a bit different to a helicopter, so my friend Paul also
You'll
flies
get there.
Helicopters and planes, and he's terrified of flying planes.
That's so funny. And most plane pilots are terrified of flying a helicopter. That's so funny.
Yeah, well, we learned we learned to fly as a group with helicopters. Planes sort of came into it 6 years later as an afterthought.
Awesome. That's so funny.
Something different.
All right, moving on. We have KO. I saw him in the chat. He shared this edit with us. I loved it. It was like his son messing around with the XK, with the egg cross. buggy, and I thought he did a great job with this little edit. This is fantastic. I don't think we could use the music on YouTube, but KO, this is awesome, man. Your son must have loved this. This just looked fun to do, and looks like he's having a good time. Right around. I did see him driving it too. There he is, whipping it around. So either way, KO, thanks so much for that. That was a good share and a fun little edit. Then we've got, Kurt Lewis, who's T Lewis 95 on Hobby Squawk. He shared these in Facebook too. Did you guys see these amazing, the Diamond Lil B-24 pics? I might have seen these in the past, or he had a new camera. Somebody got infinitely better photos, but absolutely unbelievable. We might have seen these on here, but I don't mind seeing the same shots when they look like this over and over again, especially the head-on shot.
Yeah,
I mean,
that shot's awesome.
that's a tough shot to get in focus and to get right.
Get back, hold on.
I
Get
mean,
back there. Is this the awesome button? I hope so. No, it's smooth.
That's smooth. It's still smooth too.
Smooth photo.
But it's a gorgeous B-24 customization. I've seen the real one. I've seen a lot of people. Yeah, Air Guardian, that full frontal shot is fantastic. I don't know why the word frontal just made me laugh, but yeah. But there she is in all her glory. Glenn heard that. Glenn got it.
Oh, yeah.
But these pictures make it look so much bigger than it, than it is. I mean, it's a big aircraft for foam, but it looks awesome. So, unbelievable. Kurt Lewis, T Lewis 95. That's awesome. Just Wing It, if you guys saw, he shared this on our Squawk page, but you guys should go check out his YouTube channel. He always does fun stuff. He was out there with Brent Hecht, who was whipping around his MiG-29, and another pilot there had a Venom in the air at the same time. So that video's on his YouTube channel. He shared the link in our thread on Squawk for this show, dedicated thread, so I thought I'd send it up, and Brent just throws around his MiG-29 like, he doesn't care about it, which is always fun. I love it. So this is fantastic. I love seeing it. I was looking for there was no straight up. It's funny actually listening to this video when you hear the audio. As good as the MiG-29 sounds, that Venom, you hear it. You still hear that Venom. A little more. The Venom's one of the best sounding Freewing models there is. Just the way the air flows over that, the way the air flows over it. Then I saw her in the chat. Caroline Tyler RC shared a couple of their flights on YouTube. So go follow them. Caroline Tyler RCV is their YouTube channel. I believe unless the V isn't there, that might be a copy paste mistake by me. It might just be Caroline Tyler RC. I think it is, but I'm not sure. If you're here, I saw her comment, saw them comment before, but they were flying the F-86, and then I believe after the F-86, there was a lot of stuff to share. I was cutting a lot of quick edits. I try to cut out just some of the good stuff. I don't want to share your entire video. I want people to go to your channel to see the entire video, but I think after this, they had the Yak as well, and they put a different in-runner in because they had the original outrunner, but now the Yak screams with the new in-runner. Either way, I only just recently flew the Yak 70mm and absolutely loved it. Nice, stable airframe, and I was super impressed by its flying capability. It's definitely a good jet. I put it up there with the Hawk and all the others as far as ease of flight for a jet. Still not super easy, don't get that wrong, but once you're ready for a jet, Yak is something you should easily be able to handle because she'll just float in. And they took it off on grass, so I like that. So thanks for the share, Caroline. That was awesome. And then, of course, he shared this everywhere, and he put up a lot of videos. Air Guardian, where you at, man? I'm just going to show 30 seconds of this because people need to go and watch in all its glory. We saw you did the edit for Alex with the music. What was the band he put in?
Children of Bodom.
Children of Bodom. It's not my... I might be too old for that. I'm just kidding. But stunning aerial shots. The Griffin with the smoke on it. And he's always out there doing some amazing stuff. So, if you're not already subscribed, you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, Air Guardian's always around. So definitely go check out his stuff. for sure. All right, so that does it for Hobby Squawk. Let's move on to Facebook, where we had another amazing week of shares and all that stuff. Sanex, if those are not the ESC smoking, that would be really funny though. But no, that is smoke on the wingtips. He'll get there though. He'll get there. Tony Jensen, spot on with the Neptune 64. I told that thing, I can't wait to get mine out. We have it ready to go. Those build videos are coming for the Skynetic stuff. But moving into Facebook, we've got Gary Croft up first. He shared a couple things. The first being this Avanti. Started out as a yellow one, and he converted to that trainer, Navy trainer, and it looks absolutely awesome. I love when people do this. When you do the scale conversions, I think that might make it fly easier for you, Glenn, if you put it in a Navy scheme.
Well, I'm planning on doing mine as an aggressor with the Sundowners, like the F5s.
Oh, nice.
In the grey and blue colours.
Oh, that'll be great. That'll look awesome. And then Gary Croft also did a little update to his A10, and I love this. He put the spiral in there and even shared a video of the spiral going. I love it. I love it. It was a cell phone video with this weird thing, but
it gets the point across.
But it gets the point across. It looks well. But I think the spiral is backwards. Now that I'm looking at it, the spiral's right on that one, but I think the other motor, it's the wrong way.
They're contra-rotating.
It might be opposite. It's hard to tell, but maybe I'm wrong. But either way, it looks great. Moving on, Dave Kowishki had a birthday and then shared he's at the EDF Jet Jam right now, going on this weekend. That is in Rosewood, Indiana. You guys have probably seen Timmy Touton said he just pulled into the Jet Jam, and there's a lot of people there from what we hear, and he's got his Freewing birds there and having a good time. So we can't wait to see. That. Flyboy 737. Facebook, you can post that up wherever you want. I just happened to come across Dave as a friend, so I saw, Facebook told me it was his birthday this week. So wished him a happy birthday and shared his post. Then we have, go to Brendan McCormick too, because he got to the Jet Jam as well. And if you want to follow, he's just plain crazy. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's out there at the Jet Jam right now. They're flying some A10s. He's got that awesome Pixar, I believe, the Pixar AL37 that you've seen, and just overall, good guy.
We lost Glenn.
Oh, we might have lost Glenn. Well, he could come back in. It's only on Discord, so if you want to cancel, that'll probably help our bandwidth anyway. But if we could get him back in there just to say goodbye, that would be awesome. So moving along, we have Chris Mcgregor.
Uh-oh.
Is he coming back in?
Okay. No, our computer froze up for a second.
Your computer. All right, we're good. Chris Mcgregor. Let's go to that video before we skip it. There we go. Chris Mcgregor. I absolutely love it, man. I saw this pop up on Facebook, and I don't know if I was the inspiration. I don't know if I saw one before I did it, but this looks very similar to the one that I have hanging in the studio. Either way, I absolutely love it. It looks like you did a better job with it. At least your L39 looked brand new. Mine was a beat up, crashed one that I converted to a bat L39, but I absolutely love it. And if I looked inside, it looks like he has a comic version of Batman inside. I had Christian Bale. David Snyder sent me Michael Keaton, but I'm too afraid to cut up the Michael Keaton guy and stick him in my jet. I just like having that on the set more than in the plane. But either way, man, it was a great post. It looks like it flies just as good, of course. The L39 is always an awesome flyer, and it just looks good. I was surprised when I did it. You do the planes in black. You got to keep them out of the sun a bit. Mine, I didn't care so much about. I'll let it bubble up. It's not the biggest deal. But in the sky, the yellow tips just pop really well. So I was happy to see that. And Barry, Chris Mcgregor, thanks for sharing that. That was awesome. Streams crashed.
That's Glenn.
Oh, that's Glenn. Okay, Glenn. Glenn's there. I'm like, no, we're still live. All right, moving on to Barry Canavan shared his SBD, the Dauntless. Absolutely love this. Steve Hodges had put one together, and this is one of the Nexa models that I eventually want to come across my way. It's just very stunning. I love how they do it. It just looks, I love the gunner in the back. Everything about this model is really cool, and it's big. I think it's one of the bigger, I think it's 80 inches. It's one of the biggest Nexa ones we got, right up there with the OV-10. Glenn's back. And then we'll keep moving on. Oh, Anders Ramstrom. I saw this, man. He had, a whoopsies with his gripping, but a little bit of foam, tack, a little bit of glue, and that's the best thing about foamies. You can't do this with your helis, Glenn. Glue them back together and glue them back together.
We always take a carrier bag to the field, bring them home in.
But it looks awesome. He did a great job getting it back out there. So, Anders,
well done.
Awesome work. It looks good, and something about a crash aircraft. They always fly better on that first flight. Scott Greenfield, we've seen this Corsair, but now we'll show it every week. But now he has the weathered Corsair. He weathered it up, and I love this shot underneath. He did an absolutely amazing job.
That's nice.
Stephen Dean, you can get that Dauntless from Nexa on motionrc.com. Corsair, all weathered up. Steve, it looks fantastic. Yeah, I wouldn't even fly it. I would buy another one and then paint it up again and fly that one and just keep this one for show because it's stunning. Roach Coach Heli is one of our newest members on our channel. We see him in and out sometimes. He's on the live show. Shared his Roban MD500, and it looks like he's got it looks cold, and also he's got like a new logo and such. I saw him with a t-shirt on, sharing it. So go check out Roach Coach Heli's, another Heli enthusiast.
It's nice.
Then we got
love this.
Oh, I absolutely love this. So we have Richard Franklin. That's his hobby room, and there's something there. Something about it I really dig, and I can't put my finger on it. But it's a lot of Spitfires, and I love it. So
I'm the only one with a problem.
No, we all have a problem, Glenn. We all have a problem. I love this one too. Peter Ballman shared like a fleet of like aggressor F-16s.
That's awesome.
Him and his friends at the field, they all painted up amazingly. All look awesome. So, this is the type of stuff you see. Like, I want to go to this field and just watch the four of these
go film these guys.
fly at the same time. This is absolutely fantastic.
That's super cool.
Absolutely fantastic. So love seeing this, and we're trying to run through. We only got 10 minutes left, but we'll stay a little longer here. Mike Green. Oh, this was where so that Spitz picture from Richard Franklin came because Mike Green shared this on June 6th was the anniversary of D-Day. So he had his invasion. Right there in the hill. Like that's, absolutely beautiful. So he shared him flying a Spitfire. I think he had a couple Spitfires, but either way, then the in the replies was that other one, but just looks stunning. So regardless, it was a good picture and had to be shared. Thank you so much, Mike Green, for sharing that with us. Luke Hansen, he shared some pictures of his old Su-35, and he made a lot of posts this week. He's in the process of building up another one. So he shared his older Su-35, and he has another one fresh out of the box that he's working on getting there. Flyboy 737, is there a Discord for what? For this show? No, there's no Discord. Right now, Glen Davis is in my own personal Discord just to be on this show, but it's not one that anyone could just join and jump in. But I'm thinking about a Discord channel. If there's interest for the members, I might be able to put together a Discord and make it part of that, if that's something you guys would be interested in. But that could get a little crazy with over 100 people if we're all on a Discord chat. But if you guys want to do it just to talk to each other and set that up on the side, I can set that up and get it going. John Killen, I saw somebody called out John. Somebody got really upset with John for sharing his Corsair all the time. So then I found a shot of his 2 Corsair. Even though his Corsair looks amazing, I don't mind seeing it as many times as he wants to share it. But they went back and forth and had fun. But I thought this was a great picture of both. He has 2 of them, I believe. So John keep posting, or just take a new picture and take a new picture every day of it from a different angle and share it up. I'm all about seeing it. I don't mind. Jason Spinks, MiG-29, couple beautiful shots. He had a couple posts come up there, and I don't know if I've ever had him on the show, but I love that shot of the MiG-29, silhouetted, and then he had a grip in some pictures and some other things. So definitely run through the Facebook customer community, and you will see a lot of this stuff. I just try to find the things that stand out to me on a weekly basis. Remember, on this show, we only share what's been shared within the week. So, that's how I do my best to find it, because there's a lot of stuff to sort through. And I thought this was cool. Jason Leponin, he said he was having trouble getting to the back part of his F-18. So he made like a secondary hatch using the railing system, the NWS railing system,
I was wondering what this is
from the missiles, from the Freewing missiles. You could buy those separately. So if you check it out, he can lock it into place in the back, and then the regular hatch is still there with the clasp. So I thought that was really intuitive, like, what do they call, life pro tip, if you will. I thought that was a really, cool thing, and maybe that could spawn a future of, if they molded that regularly where you could two-part canopies, that could be really cool. Oh, there he is. Jason Leponin's there, man.
That's awesome, Jason.
That's awesome. But that could be like the future, to get back there and just be able to have a little more access to your electronics. A light just went off. I love that.
Yeah.
Love it. Don't you love when a light just goes off and you figure something out and you're like, nobody's ever done this before. I've created fire. It's awesome. Then we got James Bowen rounding out, man. I know he's in here. He shared a couple pictures from his field of guys just all happen to be there, and with all their Freewing flight line, models all together. James is the one. He's got that beautiful silver Spitfire, which I love so much. And, couple Su-35s painted up with the F5. That's a good shot. And then we have Dan. He took a picture. Dan Gillespie was the one with the, you'll see him pop up. Or first, well, that's Dan Gillespie with his Venom on the left. Yep. And then we have James coming up. James is on the left with his F5, and then that's him. And Ed Bailiff on the right there, that's them with their Su-35s doing some tandem flying. And then this beautiful shot, Mustang in the background with the Spitfire looking at it. Absolutely love that. Yeah, Jason, not just us, man. Yeah, if everybody finds that useful, unbelievable. That's what the community is all about, right? That's what it's for. That's something I never would have thought of. I'm sure other guys now, they'll do it with magnets, they'll do it in their own way, but to line up that railing system the way you lined it up to get it perfect, that was good work, because that could go, you could do all that gluing and then it just have a little gap or something, but that looked absolutely perfect. So that rounds out Facebook, and good thing, because I only have 3 things to share on YouTube. Oh, I didn't give him a shout out. Jeff's Custom RC. Those 2 videos were shared this week by him that you saw at the beginning of the show. Jeff, if you're out there, I always catch his live show on Tuesday nights at 8:30 Eastern. I love him and Dustin, just 2 guys just hanging out talking. It's always fun to have a listen while you're doing other things. But I shared that Corsair from just pilots at his field and the T-33. So I wanted to give him a shout out, because that was going to go in the YouTube section. But I was like, you know what? This is a good starting soon. Let's put that together. So YouTube tour, we'll start. Actually, I love this one. Radical RC. He shared this in the Facebook group. New channel, it seems. Radical RC 01. But he has this gigantic 2-meter Messerschmitt 262, which I love, and he put 2 90mm Freewing EDFs inside.
Is there music under this?
And it just sounds good. No, there's no music on it.
Bring up the sound.
Bring up the sound, because there is a pass, and then I reround it, and then it comes through. There's a fast pass that comes up, and that's not the one. It sounds so good, so I'll be quiet now. Here it comes. Love it. Rack it back. I love it, man. It looks so cool. I mean, the 262 from Freewing flies amazingly. I can only imagine that, like, you know, a bigger 262 like that is going to fly amazingly as well. So, fantastic. Essential RC, guys. You guys, Dom, he's a member now of the channel, which I'm so excited about. Doesn't need me, but go check out this video he just did. He's got his Avanti set up where he's got an FPV camera and he has himself a, you know, a little TV in the front, if you will, to see the readout. Absolutely fantastic. He does a whole video that explains it, and then he looks really silly with his goggles on. I love it. He's just a funny dude all around, and you know, great channel, and go check it out, how it looks. So really cool. A little bit. And then lastly, Enrico Trabi Test Flight TV. He popped this up the other day. It's just some onboard footage of some nice Avanti flying, but then the really, really close call happens here, which I thought was really fun. And as he comes around, so he goes over, you see the red Avanti passes under, and then another one right, hello! That's like, woo! If you're flying FPV, you might actually duck when you see that pop in. I gotta rack that one back. Yeah, putting eyes on your goggles is always, and then you see it in 20% speed. That was a close call, man. Yeah. That looks like, for a split second, that's like Blue Angels, Thunderbirds, you know? That's how close they get. But so that rounds out the community. So now we're in the questions and answers portion. It is already 1 o'clock. Let's bring Glenn back on for a second. Guys, but if you have any questions, if you have any more for Glenn, I'll hang out for, you got another 10 minutes, Glenn?
Yeah.
Glenn had to tell his whole family to stay off the internet for this hour, so we can make them wait just a little longer. What do they need the internet
kids,
for?
They do, they're told.
So we're going to bring Glenn back in.
Yeah,
he's here.
Disconnected it.
Well,
We did the sizing here.
Yeah, no worries.
All right,
We can wait. Guy Hurst, about the Black Horse P-47. Hit me up privately on Hobby Squad. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure the next Black Horse container is on its way, and I would believe that one will be on it. But we can confirm that later if that's cool, or maybe next week. It's already Friday. I may not get around to it, but send me a private message on Hobby Squawk, and I'll try to get you an answer. Because I'm excited. I want to get that P-47 back out and make the videos. You know, I'm ready. But Glenn is taking all the internet from the UK. That's your friend, right, Paul? That's
he's one of my best friends. Yeah.
There you go. He's just ribbing you.
Just kick him out.
Where's my new B-29? I don't know where the new B-29 is. Maybe one day. Oh, Ignacio always wants to. Here they come. I get to the question and answers portion. Now just becomes, you know, requesting from the marketing guy who has nothing to do with what's designed. You know, trust me, I would love to market everything you guys want. It's always easier marketing a new plane than anything else. But Glenn, we got through. So Glenn, you know, I have a question while we have it on here for you.
Dean's got a question for you as well.
Who does?
Stephen Dean.
Oh, Stephen Dean just came through. Let's answer his, which copter manufacturer you think has the best quality or detail, and you don't have to, you know, just say it because you're on Motion RC's channel.
That's a difficult question, really, because most helicopters come as a basic fuselage. The Roban ones tend to come as a finished fuselage, and they're pre-painted. So Roban, pretty good. Vario are pretty good. Some of the stuff, there's a company called PKM in Thailand, which the Wessex came from. Now their detail is absolutely phenomenal. So I would probably say the best one is PKM, but they can be a bit hit and miss. They live on their own planet out there, I think. So getting a model from them is a nightmare.
I had a question. Did I drive the Mad Van yet? Guys, no, I'm just waiting on my batteries to arrive. I don't have the right batteries to get the Mad Van going. So I'm waiting
We only
for.
get nice weather on Fridays when we have to do the show.
Yeah, it's only sunny on
sun's
Fridays when
finally
we do
out.
the show. But so true. But no, that'll be coming. Remember, it's not even on the website yet, so there's no rush inherently from us to get that out. That was just a nice surprise to be able to show you guys. But I'm excited about that one. I saw another question. No, have a great weekend. Oh, Air Guardian blackmail. I like it. Hopefully they'll do it. Measurements for the landing gear for custom users. That could be possible. Good idea. Put that on Hobby Squawk regarding landing gear. That kind of stuff. We see it all, but it's easier to see it on Hobby Squawk. We'll never see it while we're here. Manufacturing is not. I don't know. There's so much logistics there, man. You know. Right now, I know for a fact, like, all the raw materials all exist in that location, so everything is just easier to do it right there. You know. You'd have to get everything here, the raw material, everything to do the manufacturing in the USA to make it easier, you know? They could assemble some things, but then you're still importing all the raw material, you know, to get it done. So it seems like that's beyond me. I can't read that one comment. Who's that from? RC Stinger. Do you find power over speed, and do size and looks really matter?
That's a good question. With a helicopter,
Yeah.
power matters. You're restricted with a helicopter. You're restricted on speed. They have a maximum speed that they just can't exceed. So the bigger the helicopter, the more power that you require to fly it. So the big Huey at the back is a 12S system running a 540 kV motor, and the little 450s are all 3,200 kV on 3S systems. So it's difficult, and of course looks matters, and at the end of the day it's how much effort you want to put into the model to make it look as good as you want it to look. Sometimes I'm told I do too much, and other times I don't do enough. But it's your model, you make it look as good as you want it to. And they're flying models, so they need to look good 50 meters away.
There you go. GB, that's really funny. I got a laugh out of that. Scroll up a little bit. I see... is EDF reversing possible to slow down the roll of some of the jets on the landing? Yes, but timed perfectly, as Alpha would say. He answered you there. Dads, will Freewing make a balsa plane? No, they're not a balsa manufacturer. That's a whole nother ball game. That's like, will Coca-Cola make a car? I don't,
Don't put it past them.
Don't put it past them. Don't put it past them. No. Stock, Devon, I'm not sure of stock off the top of my head. No, but, again, shipping issues are a thing, and, everything will get here. It's just time, and I don't have a time for you on those kind of questions. Have you flown an RC Harrier? No, I don't think anybody has, unless it's custom built.
Building one.
Yeah, there's a guy building one. He shares it all the time, but, that would be great.
I've got an old foam Sea Harrier that I picked up years ago just because it was a Sea Harrier, but it's never flown.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's a good one. Glenn, are all your copters electric? No gas or turbines?
The simple answer to that is yes. And this is just purely my personal preference. There's nothing worse than a gas engine in a beautiful turbine-powered scale model. So if the real helicopter's turbine powered, the electrics sound pretty good, but the gas models tend to scream and make a right racket and trail a stream of horrible blue smoke. And the only time I've ever seen a full-size helicopter do that was a Lynx, and that was literally just before it ploughed into the end of the runway at Yeovilton. So helicopters don't stream blue smoke or make a noise like that unless they're about to crash. But I have just ordered a quarter scale Gazelle that will be turbine powered. So.
Wow! Do you need a waiver for that?
No, because it
Where
should
you are?
come in under the 20 kilo limit. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
if it does,
All right.
I'll have to apply for a license from the Large Model Association to be able to fly it, and then there's all sorts of restrictions on when and where you can fly.
Nice. Ignacio, not sure what you mean by an Apache build review. You know, there's a lot of people who have put reviews. That's a Google search to find that. I know personally I'm not building an Apache anytime soon.
I've
You
got
know.
one.
That's like a $2,000 kit, at least the Roban one, the big ones. But they're out there. Steve Hodges, I think, wrote up a whole thing when he was building up his. He turned his gorgeously. So check out Hobby Squawk. There's probably stuff on there. But Heli, I couldn't even imagine doing a Heli build review. That would take weeks to film and put together. Like, that would be a lot of
6 weeks,
editing
I
and stuff.
think, so far.
Maybe we'll get there, one day. But as of right now, I'm not your Heli guy right now. You don't want to see me building one. It would be really funny. Best LED navigation lights on the market, man. GT Power ones we have. The Freewing ones are great. Lights are lights. I don't know if there's a best. They all work well. They all do what they're supposed to do, and they're all pretty simple things. So I don't think you can go wrong really with LED lights. So we're about 110 in. So Glenn, I wanted to thank you so much for doing this, man. This was great, and I liked some of the questions from the people. You answered them well, and this came in crystal clear. I definitely want to have you back on in the future, and
that would be wonderful.
Hopefully, we're gonna have Glenn help us out in the future too. Since I can't do these helis, maybe Glenn will be making some videos of some stuff that we can put on our website and stuff.
We'd be
that'd be great
happy to help you out with that.
Yeah, I think he knows his stuff, but I'm not certain. We're gonna have to really put you through the rigors to make sure you're not just lying to us here. But this has been a great show, man. I always love
Yeah.
I love the conversation we had the other day, and this was great because I even said I was like, I don't want to know too much. I want it to be live. I want to see how it goes live. I like to just get in there and go for it. So, guys,
good fun.
Thank you all. Any closing words, Glenn? Any shout outs you want? You want to make fun of Paul?
I'd like to thank you all for inviting me to come on and talk about a subject that I'm incredibly passionate about. And to all you planky flyers out there, if you ever get the chance to have a go on a helicopter, take it up, because for 5 minutes of your life, nothing else will matter. And it gets very, very exciting. So have a go if you get the opportunity. If not, make the opportunity. Helicopters are fun, just as fun as the planes.
Awesome. Fantastic. Glenn, I salute you, brother. Everybody send Glenn some salutes, all my members. Get those salute emojis going. For Glenn, that was awesome. I'm going to take my headphones out now because my ears hurt. So, guys, thank you all. This was a great week. I can't thank Glenn enough. Alpha, thank you for answering questions in the chat. Thank you all my members, all the new members we got today. And as always, man, it is Friday, so we have a beautiful weekend. I think I'm going to try to slip out to the field because I haven't been there in a little bit, just to get ready, because hopefully next week we're going to be back at the field. We got a lot of stuff to do and film, and also, look at all the emojis coming in. Absolutely love it. Get those salutes. But guys, go check out Glenn. Remember, Blades of Thunder is his YouTube channel. It's a new YouTube channel, him and his two buddies. They're going to be talking all sorts of helis there. So if you really like the heli stuff, give them a subscribe. Click their notification bell so that you know whenever they drop a new video. And as always, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back here, back in action next week, as always, with another spin of the wheel, more RC fun, and have yourselves a great weekend, guys. We're out of here. Bye.